What's good, fam? Welcome to Subs Over Dubs podcast, episode 6. My name is Vision, here with my boy Rebel. Today we'll be breaking down some anime we caught up with and some other animes that we're going to probably have to get into next week. We bit off a little bit more than we can chew with the range selection, so
A little.
I have some things I need to catch up on. Rebel has some things he needs to catch on to be current, and I don't think it'd be right for us to just skip to the ongoing anime without knowing the previous and not be able to give you guys full representation of how we perceive the anime for us being anime only watchers. So we'll get something figured out. We'll have more to cover going forward. But yeah, I think first we're going to start off with Tokyo Revengers, right?
Yep.
So really good anime. If you guys have not checked out season 1, definitely do it. It's one of those time traveling thrillers, I guess we can say. The premise is basically a middle school kid becomes a delinquent and gets into a gang to save his childhood friend that he finds out that he has the ability to later on in life. So definitely check out season 1 if you haven't checked out season 1. But for now, we're in season 2, and let's talk about episode 1, man. It was a good episode. Even for myself, it brought me a lot of memories back to me to think about Tokyo Revengers. I remember bits and pieces, but just seeing this first episode, we have the season 2 episode cliffhanger, and we get right back into the mix with the season 1 episode where Kasaki has Takamichi, basically point blank. You got the blammer right in front of him, ready to let him
The blicky.
ready to put him out of his misery, and wow, just to think about how far we came up into this point and to getting where we're at, as it was a journey. So yeah, great introduction back into the series. I forgot we're even at that little cliffhanger, and you don't really hear him or see him get blasted, but if I'm not mistaken, last season you heard a gunshot and it went off screen, so it gave you one of those moments. But we got the series continued. He gets saved and we get the cycle going again. So we see him thinking about what's happened. Chief of you died, and they're trying to once again uncover who's the mastermind who keeps killing Hina over and over. And time again we see him fail. He sees Naoto. He gets reunited to Naoto, and first thing he does, puts him in handcuffs, and he's like, I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to see you too.
Looked like he did not care, bro.
Put your hands together, sir. And he gets taken to jail swiftly to get basically a breakdown of the events unfold, because when he goes back and forth in time, anytime in between his jumps, he has no control over, or his present mind has no control over what he does in between. So we find out that he was everything he didn't want the Toman gang to become, and he was that ruthless leader who's basically handling the orders. Hey, take care of this. And he finds out essentially he became the very thing he wanted to save Hina from. He became that thing and got her worked. I was expecting you to jump in.
Oh, my fault.
I didn't want to sit here and just talk about it.
I mean, I was just waiting for you to finish, make sure you finish. I mean, it was a good episode. I mean, just right off the jump, you get a lot of obviously, you're talking about that cliffhanger. You get some action and you get a lot of information. So it was one of those episodes that I think, it's obviously going to set you up for the rest of the season. But, there was a lot of emotion in that episode, and it was pretty crazy. And the obviously, the animation was still looking good. I mean, I overall liked it. To me, I wasn't really into the whole Tokyo Revengers thing until we started talking about it, and just gave it a chance, and it's really good. And then obviously season 2, and we were talking off air that it had been a while, right? From when it started so having that cliffhanger, and then you're waiting years, and you're like, oh yeah, and it was right there, so that's pretty cool. But it's jumping right into the action, and it looks good, and I'm glad that I picked it up.
Yeah, I think it's been 2 years. I think it's been 2 years. It felt like 2 years if it hasn't. But yeah, it came and went, and just watching this first episode again brought up a lot of memories of how good the show actually was. I didn't, up until watching this first episode of season 2, I forgot a lot of the details and how much was put into it. Because again, at face value, you're looking at middle school delinquents in a gang doing nonsense. But there's a greater goal for him. He wants to rise to the top of Tolman so he can find out who's trying to put these hits out on Hina and why she has to die every time. And we see him go through the struggle. She dies, obviously, multiple times in the time loops. Spoiler for you guys if you have not seen season 1. And he's just jumping back forth trying to save her. And then now we're at the point where Naoto actually shows him, unfortunately, you were the one to get her hit with the blicky, or how she got off, essentially. So, yeah.
Yeah, that was a crazy moment. Like, it just seems like everything was just piling and going wrong. And then it's like, by the way, this time you're the one who did it. Man, that was...
And then
was emotional. You felt that for real.
Yeah, and you see the mental breakdown because as you kind of put yourself as close as you can through his emotions. Like, you see the one you care about die 2 times up to this point. Then this third time you try to, we're gonna find a way. I'm gonna rise to the top so I can change everything. You are the person that's at the top, giving out the order to, ultimately not knowing you were going to, but you're the one who set the orders to get her killed. And it's just like, then the mental, gymnastics you got to work through to go back and keep trying. It's probably difficult.
Yeah. That's crazy when I bet you he's feeling like, what is the whole point of me being able to go back and forth if the outcome is the same? And just think about that, like, man, that must be crazy. And then you kind of start to get that feeling like maybe she's supposed to be, dead. So I can see where his frustrations build it up.
And it's gotten so bad, the original leader of the group, Mikey, is working his old, I guess, the OGs of the group, essentially. So it's definitely went down a dark path. And it kind of sucks we didn't get to explore more of that because he went back in time again. But yeah, season 2, episode 1 of Tokyo Revengers. I'm happy it's out and look forward to giving you guys some more coverage. It was a great
kicked off really
entry
strong
episode for sure. But moving on, we got My Hero. Man.
Yep, part 2 of season 6.
It doesn't look like it's stopping. We had that small break at the recap. We both kind of gave our complaints on, why are we getting a recap over something we just watched? But it looks like they're right back in the mix.
That's what I was like. That's what I was afraid of when we saw that first episode. I was like, here we go. We're going to have to build it back up, and then it's going to take another half season or whole season.
Just to set us up.
Yeah, to get us. And I'm like, whoa, like this next episode was just, it was good, and you start to see kind of like where All For One is thinking, like what he's wanting to do, his plan. So it was a good episode, and I was like, oh, thank God we're not doing this whole, like, starting from scratch, more dialogue, more development.
Build up.
Yeah, and I like that, what's crazy is, like, that relationship with Bakugo and Deku. He wakes up and the first thing he's like, where's Deku? And it's like, this man never cared about this guy. So it's pretty cool to kind of see that, like, he sacrificed himself and he was still, like, making sure he was okay. That was pretty cool.
Even though as pause as hard as Bakugo wants to be, he obviously cares, and he cares even more now because he sees that even though he was given the ultimate power, he still had to work to be able to use it. Yeah. It wasn't just like, oh, here you go, you got the DLC, man. You got to skip the line.
You pay for the DLC.
You got the golden hair. Skip the line, man. Let me put you the number 1. And I think he respected Deku the more he's seen him work and sacrifice, and they have that mutual respect. He wants Deku to be obviously around because he wants him to be alive, but he also wants to be the number 1. He's
like in competition.
Exactly. With him, yeah. He wants him to be there when he overcomes and he wants to be the number 1 hero.
For sure.
I can respect. So, he's come a long way. And here's the funny thing, and we got to discuss this probably like 2-3 episodes back when Dabi had his opening scene. We see Shoto. What did I say? It's angling to be that way. He's gonna said, I'm gonna have to be the one to confront my brother.
Because Endeavor froze. That man was frozen.
Hey, man, he was just like, I mean, I'd be in shock too. Like, you know,
yeah, I
you
understand.
thought your son was dead.
Everything that he built, everything he was trying to do to build himself to be a better person, that went out the door the moment Davi revealed himself to be Toya. I was like, everyone was rooting for you, man. But nah, I mean, it's gonna be cool, and it's interesting to see. Obviously, to me, that's foreshadowing like Shoto getting stronger, and then kind of like mixing the hot and cold and seeing, you know, what comes of that. So I think it's gonna be a dope, but I think that's like end game, you know.
We'll see, man. He said his flames of hatred is stronger.
Yeah, that's wild.
I'm trying to see which angle they take with Shoto. Is he gonna go down the whole Sasuke path? I gotta kind of go cold.
I think he's gonna try to pull a Deku, like, you know how like in that beginning, I think it was season 1, or like All Might was like Midoriya, are you trying to save Shoto? Like when he was like in the evil phase, I think he's gonna be like, I'm gonna try to save my brother, not really like kill him. So I'm hoping that's what happens, because it kind of is like, you know, I was that person, now, you know, I can show you that you don't have to be. That'd be cool, kind of like family reunion type of thing.
I think it's too far gone, man. He's eliminated too many people. And that brings up the next topic. They showed, I didn't talk to you about this last time, but they showed this in the intro, man. I really hope they don't sit here and try to play the Deku, let me save Shigaraki. Because you see him kind of turn into the little kid.
He's starting to like kind of, yeah, I see that. I mean,
and they said at the end of that episode, not the recap, but the one before that, they're like, I seen you look like you wanted to be saved. Like, come on, bro. Like,
look, you gotta understand, Deku's a hero. He ain't here just trying to clap everybody. He's trying to do the right thing.
Listen, my boy Hawks is a hero, but he had to do what he had to do for the greater good.
Right.
And the fact that he didn't do it and finish that is the same reason the next day or the same night, all the prisoners got out, all the people are getting killed.
That's facts. That is
so
facts.
It's like
you what is it? He basically
kill one to save
second hand, yeah.
Yes.
He second hand killed those people. Man.
Hey man, there's always for every action is a reaction, and the inaction of you not handling your business cause more people to lose their lives. So what kind of hero are you?
Hey man, you gotta understand this. He's like 14, bro, 15. He, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to live with that, obviously, but it's a learning lesson.
How bad do you want that hero's license?
He ain't doing it for no damn license, bro.
You got to. I mean, you want to be hero. That's what comes with it, man.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
Gotta make the tough decisions, man. What do you think All Might did? He would have clapped everybody, but like
he would have clapped everybody. Not everybody. He would have saved. I think you gotta understand, Deku and All Might are like the exact same person. So I don't think that All Might would have just clapped Shigaraki.
You know what?
Had he seen what Deku's seen, he would be like, I understand where you come from, bro.
You know what? I take all that back. It's not even Deku's part of the reaction. You know whose fault is All Might didn't end all for one to begin with.
He did send him to jail. He should have clapped him, bro.
He should have just put him out.
He should have clapped him.
He showed that small.
But by that time, he ain't even really have his power. By that time,
no matter. Look,
he should have clapped him the first time. He should have clapped him the first time before Deku was even born.
Should have clapped him the first time. Should have got it the second time.
Yes, sir. Like, I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Because like my boy, listen, look.
Now my man can't even fight, bro. Now he's got a little 14-year-old fighting his battles.
Exactly. And then amongst all the civilian casualties, all the minor hero casualties, we lost Midnight.
Oh, yeah.
Such a waste.
That hurt me a little bit, bro.
What, Mystic Man? I think that was his name.
Mm-hmm.
My boy Eraserhead lost a limb. I think he's gonna be back, but still, like, my boy got to get a prosthetic now. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's wild.
So, like, all these things for what? On one guy.
For justice.
Just handle one guy, man.
It's like when they're like, Batman doesn't kill, and you're like, he should.
That's what makes there was a Batman show where he does handle the Joker. I forgot what it's called.
Puts his paws on him.
He just takes care of him. So, yeah, great episode. I'm happy. Again, it went right back into the mix. It feels like where there's not that upward trend. It's just like we came down a little bit for a second, and then it leveled out immediately.
For sure.
We're right back into the thick of it. So, again, we got a lot to see. Again, all the major heroes are essentially on the road to recovery, and everyone's gonna be making some tough decisions, man. Do I want to continue this? I feel like Endeavor. I wouldn't be surprised if he steps away, man. That'd be kind of crazy, but hey,
that'd be tough though, because then it's like the younger generation isn't ready to step up yet. You know, Hawks almost did.
You got your genius to step into the limelight.
Hey, bro, why do you not think Genius is strong, bro? He's the number 3 for a reason. They don't make mistakes.
Trash, man. Not Miro.
Could Hawks have held down that Machina thing, the damn giant? No, he wouldn't have been able to do anything.
Well, shit, fucking Genius barely did it, and he had other heroes helping him. And on top of that, the anesthesia was not basically slowed him down.
Bro, Genius was still like half dead, bro. He's out here coughing up blood because of what Hawks did to him. So, remember he like faked his death?
Yeah, but I think he was coughing blood because of that. I think he was coughing blood because he's trash and he couldn't hold one person together. That's just
I hate you, bro. I'm about to do some research and I'm gonna get back with y'all because I don't think that's valid.
Listen, he's not my hero.
He is the hero.
Hey man, shout out to Hawks. He's the real one.
If
there's a hero,
if it wasn't for Genius, everybody there would have been clapped. Endeavor would have been clapped. Shoto, Bakugo, Deku, they would have been clapped.
That's just like
that man came in and saved the day, boy.
I forgot her name is Yao something. The girl who can create things. I forgot her name. But anyways, if it wasn't for her, everyone is clapped because he can't hold it without him being knocked out by the anesthesia.
Nah, but
anesthetic.
He held him prior to that. It was the resistance stopped once that came.
If it wasn't for Mount Woman, she slowed him down for a little while.
That's facts.
I just find it kind of weird that
I did appreciate those angles though. Hey yo.
I'm just surprised, like some of the top heroes, like especially her. I didn't really see her dying. She got flung from. She got hit by a rock, I guess, but like to die, that was kind of. I guess they had needed someone to die. I guess they thought she was important enough to.
Yeah, I feel like at this point with all the deaths happening, they should have made it more. Now I wouldn't say memorable, but
impactful.
Impactful. Like making it, but they're just like, oh, she dead. Like what?
Let me show you her.
Her,
on the ground.
Yeah.
I really don't understand how she died, but I guess the impact. All of a sudden, like crazy impact kills people. It's just,
I don't know, but oh well. Moving forward.
Oh well.
Bro,
Jesus Christ, show some respect.
She's not the only one who died. We had like hundreds of heroes.
She's the only one that mattered that died.
That's true. She's the only one who had a name and a number. Everyone else was faceless, nameless.
The only one that mattered out of everyone.
They're like,
died.
damn, number 743 died. What's his name? Exactly.
Even the hero eardrop, eardrop.
You mean water drop? Water droplet. That man saved it. He is arguably the main reason why they saved the day.
He's an accessory hero.
Nah, man.
He is exactly what they call the Robin.
The water had to be precise, great timing. Come
He's
on.
out here giving them distilled eye drops, man.
Facts.
Fuck out of here.
He's a real hero here.
Yeah. Just overall, I'm happy though the direction things have went.
Yeah, season 6 is going really well.
What? I don't know. I don't even know if I can really call it. I still think the Chisaki season, was it 4? He's fighting Chisaki. The one with the... I think for me, that was the best season, that whole raid, because Lemillion had a great scene. Like that whole season to me was great. And it had the best intro and outro, like across the board.
I mean, it was cool, and I think what hyped it up was the like Deku going 100% or whatever.
Oh yeah, pass because Yuri.
Now with Lemillion
coming
back, no, but when he came back, bro,
that wasn't better. That wasn't better than him fighting Chisaki without powers. I mean,
that's true. That's true. But
he came in there and was like, hell.
But like knowing that he didn't have powers, he sidelined for almost 2 seasons. And it was just like had a little tear in my eye, and I was like,
yeah, definitely. It was
And then Bakugo
my guy.
sacrificing himself to save Deku. Deku gets new powers. Season 6 is a pretty good season.
He
bro.
could have left Froppy style at home, dog.
Genus, doing his thing. Number 3 hero holding it
Like,
down.
I don't understand. Like, how is the bunny? Was it Miro? I keep forgetting her
Mirko.
name. Mirko. I don't
She's
understand
5.
how she gets worked. She did more in her time and got severely injured than Genus. Got some red eyes and blood came out of his nose, I guess. The threads of hope were snapping, I guess, man. Let's get this guy out of here, man.
If they're going by rankings, that means he would wash Mirko, bro.
Man, he paid someone off. Ain't no way,
Oh,
dude.
we need a spin-off. We need an episode to show what Genus can do, bro. My man's not convinced. The number 3 hero.
A tournament of power.
Because if
if
Endeavor retires, then Genus is number 2.
Not that Hawk's number 2.
But he would go. Hawks would be number 1.
Oh,
I see
what you're
yeah, because that's what they did with All Might.
Nah, man, get him out of here, man. Demote him, man.
My man
couldn't even do one job, man.
And he's fashionable.
Came in there with steel cables and couldn't even hold people together. Get him out.
He held everybody. What you mean, man? Look,
he didn't hold everybody because the Nomus were still running them up.
Look, Genus deserves respect, bro. If it wasn't for him, your favorite character would have been Clap, bro.
Who's that?
It don't matter.
Exactly.
He would have been Clap.
Because I'm pretty sure Hawks is getting in the recovery tent.
Hawks almost died.
Yeah, for the cause.
If it wasn't for Big Face,
what needed to be done. Put down twice the homie. He was one of the few villains that was like, you felt for him. And what he do?
I want to kill
He
Spice,
drove
bro.
that feather through his back for the cause. That's my hero.
I don't know how I feel about that.
That's my hero academia right there.
My hero. I hate you, bro.
Oh my god. All right, so yeah, again, my hero just man, anime is good, man. There's a lot of good shows, and we still haven't even caught up to all of them. It's I don't know if it's gonna be this winter season or I think the summer of this 2023 season. Man, it's not every day you get a new different show, a new episode, but there's so many.
Yeah, 2023 is
that. There's we listed 8 animes to watch, and there was extra ones that we didn't even list that we wanted to cover.
Yeah,
that's gonna be good, but it's just finding the right time to be able to watch it and then give you guys our kind of feedback. So, man, yeah, sure. My hero for sure. Shout out to you guys. Y'all are doing excellent so far, in my opinion. Even though everyone calls you guys overrated, I know what the real is. The real hero too, but.
Genus, right?
Get him out of here. But moving forward, what were we talking about next? What show were we talking about next? I forgot. Stuff to talk about. Revenger.
Yeah. So Revenger.
Episode 2. Again, this.
Well, I don't think we talked about Revenger at all.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about one. So
Revenger is a new anime that came out. It's only 2 episodes in. Takes place in
Japan. I don't know what time frame it is.
But it's more of that samurai era,
It's like at the tail end of the samurai era because they have guns. I don't know. I'm not a huge history buff, so I couldn't give you actual year. But just in general, Revenger, a solid action anime. I kind of just from the cover, I already kind of knew I would like it based on the art style of the characters. And then first thing to show, he's going to work. Swordsmanship. Hey, I know you.
Yeah, that's cool.
Slash and dash. But essentially, Revenger is an anime based on assassins who basically, just like the title invokes, they're Revengers. They do what most people couldn't do to get their get back, so to say. And they're hired hands. So in the first episode of Revenger, we kind of get the breakdown of what's going on. Our main character is basically hoodwinked into killing his fiance's father because he was doing some dirt behind the scenes with some opium, and he was under the orders that he's doing these misdeeds, you got to do it. And when you're basically under the leadership of the clan, it's not really a conversation. You just handle your business. And he thought he was doing it in the line of duty under the premise that he was doing it under oath or a oath of, loyalty, I guess, and to find out he was just basically used to do some get rid of some dirty work. So
then they try to kill him off.
Yeah.
So
And you already knew in the first episode, you see them gather on the horses. Hey, you're done. Like, I already knew something was off.
Yeah.
There was too many of them. They caught them at the outskirts of the town. Like, weird timing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's crazy how they went about that. Like, because at first it makes it seem like he's the bad guy, and then he's like, "Oh no, I'm the good guy," and you're like, "Okay, cool," and then they're like, "No," he's like, "Damn, I'm the bad guy." So it's a lot of like back and forth where like you don't know if he's the like the villain or if he's the main, like obviously the main character, but what exactly his role is. And so obviously as the episode progresses, he does get hoodwinked, and then they try to kill him off. He gets saved, falls into the river, right? Or acts like he's about to jump in the river. So pretty cool anime. I mean, I like it. I like the premise. I don't know if we want to give too much detail on it just because it's so new, and like not recap the whole thing, but it's definitely worth the watch, and we're going to continue watching it, and as it progresses we will speak on it more and more. But yeah, man, it's definitely worth the watch. I think it's going to be one of those sleeper animes that just ends up going under the radar. I know some people are watching it, but I don't hear anybody talking about it. There was no hype around it. So to find an anime like that, and like you and I are both already interested in it, it's going to be pretty cool.
Hey man, you got samurais with swords, decent action scenes. You already want.
We're running it.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yep, exactly.
Everything else, we'll kind of see how it goes, and see where everything falls out. But yeah, overall, good show in my opinion. Is it a must see? I couldn't say that yet, but if you like swords, you like samurai, you like this show.
Good one, yep. And revenge. Revenge
is the best medicine. Shout out to Hawks.
What did we talk about here, bro? What is we really talking about?
Yeah.
I'm dead.
Definitely check it out, guys. Definitely worth a watch. But what we got next on the list?
Nier
Automata. So we recently covered our recap season 1, episode 1 of season 1. So far, good show. A lot of the things we talked about in our recap kind of come up in the beginning. How are we going to view this anime? Do we see it more as the game, or is it going to be able to stand alone on its own without having the influence on the game? So far, what I've uncovered is there are some things that are tit for tat when it comes to anime and the game, but I think overall it's going to be a decent show.
For sure.
I'm not going to say a good one yet. Definitely, it's kind of weird. It's not necessarily a mecha anime, but you have some aspects where they're dealing with it. So I've never been one to advocate for mecha animes, but since this was a decent game from my knowledge, I'm going to give it the time of the day. I like the characters so far. We got 2B, the female lead, and of course she looks good. She's hot. She's the waifu Wednesday so far.
Waifu Wednesday of the week, yes sir.
And I think it's just depending on where the story goes. We got some type of post-apocalyptic time where the machines have taken over and they're trying to find resources. Mm-hmm. So you kind of have a general understanding of how that's gonna work out. But yeah, solid show so far. We covered episode 1, and I think it's worth the watch. Again, is it a must watch for this season? No, not in my opinion, but so good so far.
I think
so
only
good.
Time will tell, because like I said when we spoke about it on that recap, the episode starts off really good, and my only thing is it gonna make sense? Obviously, because because they're gonna be trying to throw these comparisons to the video game and then the anime. So it's like, is it one of those animes that can stand alone?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're gonna answer. So as we continue watching it, but yeah, definitely good anime. A lot of these new animes that we're talking about, they're 1-2 episodes in, so definitely can easily catch up. And then if you want to watch with us as we're getting those reviews, and then obviously drop those comments and opinions in the comment section.
Let us know. I think we were gonna be looking to cover a majority of the anime this season. There's a few that are down on the list that I'm gonna try to catch, but I'm gonna make sure I'm caught up with everything we're trying to push to cover. But again, like I said, there's just a lot of shows, man.
There's a lot of
shows that we want to watch. There's some shows that popped up like Revenger that we didn't plan to watch, but that we're definitely gonna watch now.
For sure.
And probably some more that we haven't even thought about, you know. So
yeah,
again, a lot of options this season for anime. It's always good when you have this many shows to cover because you got
more to talk about.
More to talk about, more to see, and for the most part, I think majority of the episode ones are pretty like. I have not had an episode one where I was just like, yeah, this ain't it. I'm not sure.
Facts.
It's been all at least decent to the point where either the action is good, the characters are good, or just the story itself looks like it can be going in the good direction. So like Nier Automata, it looks like we know it has some game influence. We don't know that much about the world, but just a little we've seen. Okay, I'm intrigued to see how this is gonna pan out versus coming across, you know, other shows that we know about. We kind of have an idea, and Revenger would be the one that we had no idea about that we're still interested in. So again, just like plenty of content to watch, and
there'll be a lot of sleepers.
It's a lot of season of this is like so far the season of anime, and again, yeah, like you said, there's gonna be sleepers that I feel like we came across one already, and there's probably some more that we don't know about yet.
For sure.
That you guys can let us know in the comments, man. Let us know if we're missing anything. But with that being said, I think we're gonna wrap it up.
Shout out to Genus, right?
Yeah, shout out to the Genus, sure. Hawk should have really took care of him now. I'm kind of upset now I'm hearing about it. But yeah, shout out to you guys. Thanks for hanging in with us and tuning in. Yeah, we'll be covering Nier Automata. I'm already messing up the name. That'll be our anime review week to week. We'll have episode 2 out fairly soon because I know it just aired recently. We just did one recently as well. That way we're caught up week to week, and then we'll give you a little bit like the small updates we did today about all the anime we intend to cover.
For sure.
Because there's a lot that we didn't speak on that basis. To be frank, we have to catch up and make sure we got the sauce.
There's a lot of anime right now.
Lots of anime, lots of conversation. So again,
and
let us know.
The hard part is that a lot of it is on different platforms. So
True,
like high dive. So that's been some challenges for us. Like I don't have everything. So you know that whole go anime gonna have to hold us down this season.
Whoa. Calm down, sir. Don't say that too loud. Yeah, check us out, guys. Subs over dubs. We just recently got our logo. Looking to get some merch going soon. We got some dope ideas, and we'll probably be showcasing them on stream.